Hey everybody, welcome to Build. I'm your host, Brittany Jones-Cooper. Actress and singer Serayah is best known for her breakout role as Tiana Brown on the hit series Empire, which is currently in its fourth very successful season. But fun fact, Serayah is also an accomplished singer. And today she's here to talk about her new single, music video.
Friday the 13th.
Okay.
It comes out, yeah, and I'm super excited because it's one of those records where it's turned up, it's lit, and like I just wanted to have fun this summer and put out a cool single.
I was telling you in the back, the single's so good, which we were listening to before she came out. I was like, I can envision myself like curling my hair, getting ready to go out. Like it's the perfect sort of like hype up song.
Exactly. That's what I felt when I was making it, you know, in the studio. So I was like, that's the hook. It has to be that because everyone can feel that in their own way.
So, you know, music is something you're very passionate about. What kind of sound do you have? How would you describe the kind of art that you like to make?
I would definitely say it's R&B, rhythmic, you know, sometimes soul. I have a mixtape out too on SoundCloud. It's called Addicted. So it's free download. I just wanted to give it to my fans. And so that's real, like, you know, that Netflix and chill vibes, which is why I put out So Good. So, you know, to show that the other side of me.
I call it the grown and sexy vibe.
Okay, grown and sexy.
So tell me a little bit about your music history, because obviously we know you from Empire, but as I did some research, I didn't realize that music has always been something that really, like from the beginning, rooted you.
Yeah, I started writing. I was sang in the church, in the choir, and I was writing gospel songs really, really young. And that's kind of how it started. And then I kind of just got into like Mary J. Blige and Faith Evans and like the soul of R&B and, you know, back in the day and going back and just kind of like figuring out who I was in music. And that's how it happened. I just kept going.
So when you moved, did you move to LA or like to do music originally?
No, I lived in LA.
Right.
So I'm from San Diego. We moved to LA when I was really young. And that's just where I was, and it was perfect for me because I love, you know, I wanted to sing, dance, and act and do all that stuff, so that's what I did growing up.
So you talked a little bit about some of your inspiration, but who really, when you heard them, you're like, I want to do that?
I always tell the Destiny's Child story because when I was really young, my uncle played bass for Destiny's Child.
Okay.
Yeah, and a lot of other artists and things like that, and so he got me tickets. My grandmother took me to Destiny's Child concert when I was really, really young. I had to like stand on a chair and like, but when I saw them performing and like just being an inspiration and they were doing all my women independent, and I was like, yes, like I just wanted to do it ever since then. So, and I was like, I want to do it just like that. So that's really what provoked me to be like into the music industry.
Yeah. Have you ever had a chance to meet Beyonce? And Kelly Rowland was on Empire, right? So have you gotten a chance to like fangirl over them at all?
So Kelly Rowland I met not on Empire though. And she's super sweet. I did meet Beyonce once. I met Beyonce. I did meet her, and she was so graceful and amazing. And like she complimented me on my work on Empire, and she gave me a hug. And I was like, yes, you know, because it's always nervous. You like when you meet the people that you really want to meet, you never really know like what's gonna happen. But she was so graceful and amazing and humble, and that was my fangirl moment of like forever.
And for her to compliment your work, you're like, oh my God.
Right, like I'm doing something right, yes.
And so you recently performed at the BET Awards on the Experience stage. So what was that like? Because that's a really huge forum.
Yeah, well, it was really great. Like they had it set up like all these different stages, and a lot of people came out to my performance, and it was really, really awesome to see the feedback from Serayah performing and not Tiana from Empire. You know what I'm saying? So it was really, really cool.
Yeah. So what is that process like for you when it comes to your music? Do you write it? Do you work with a team of producers? Like, what is your individual process?
I definitely love to co-write and write myself. I like to just let ideas flow and let it evolve and have it be a moment. You know, like So Good was a moment in the studio, which I feel like portrays on the record. So that's really important to me. So that's how I like to do it most of the time.
Right. And we know you from Empire, where you also play a recording artist.
Yes.
How different and alike are Serayah and Tiana?
You know what? We're alike because she has an amazing drive and she's so confident and playing her has given me so much confidence, like just day to day, just because like her outfit she wears and like I have to be around on set like this, you know? We're very different in her personal life. So I just say that.
You're like, just for the record.
For the record, yeah.
Speaking of Empire, that was your first role?
Yeah.
How insane is that?
It's super crazy.
Yeah.
Like moments like this when people ask me about it is when I think about it because, you know, you're just living and you're going. But I had no idea that when I booked this show called Empire, I was only guaranteed 3 episodes. So when they kept writing me in, that was amazing. And then by the 3rd airing episode, first season, we had like broken records on Fox in like 20 years or something like that. And I'm like, there's no way that I would have known that was going to happen, you know? So I just feel blessed.
So how did you find Empire? How did Empire find you?
Empire found me. My friend from high school, his family is the Daniels, Leah Daniels and Lee Daniels. And he called me and kind of was like, you can audition, like they're looking for this role. I know that you can sing and dance. I'm telling my dad about you, like da-da-da. So I was like, yes, like I just wanted to audition for something like at this point. And so I got the sides and then I auditioned and they were like, Lee loves you. I'm like, wow. So I had to audition again for Fox, the actual studios, but it was like a nerve-wracking experience, but I'm glad it worked out.
And what is the learning curve on something like that? You know, obviously you're a talented artist, but to act and be in this role with all of these hard hitters like Taraji and like, what did you learn on set and what just came naturally, you know?
God, it's a learning experience every day. Like, I feel like to be thrown into that with heavy hitters, like you said, it's just kind of like taking every moment and just kind of trying to like soak up everything you can. Like every time that Terrence and Taraji do a scene, like I've stayed after when I was wrapped and I was like, oh, they're about to do their scene. Let me just watch. You know what I mean? So as things like that, moments, I feel like you can always pull from, especially if you're just getting into it.
What's the best advice that Lee Daniels has given you?
I would say that he's amazing, first of all, because he sees talent and he gives talent a chance. And he's proven that, and he's done that with so many different actors and talent out there, as well as like a Tyler Perry. But I would say that he told me, like, you're going to go really far, and he was like, your attitude is great. Like, just keep being you and things like that, and I really appreciated that. Yeah.
You do mention Tyler Perry too, and I love exactly what you said. There's so many talented actors, Black actors out there that I think are now given this huge platform, and we're going to continue to see just like so much great work because I think these men are just like, yeah, I can see it. They're able to recognize this talent that I think a lot of people look past.
Yeah, and not even that they look past it, it's like they don't give it a chance. I feel like people see it, but Lee is one of those people that give it a chance. He doesn't care about, you know, what anyone thinks. I think that he's like, you're right for the role. I don't care about what you've done. I don't care about your resume. Right now, you're amazing. And so you have it. And so that's really what I appreciate him and his artistry, because he can see that in someone and really let them flourish.
So we've got the acting. We've got the singing. Which one do you prefer?
That's hard. I think I know it's music just because I always write. I write poems, I express. So music is like number one. But I love acting because it's so different from each other. You express it differently. When you're acting, you're not you. You know what I mean? You're portraying another life. So I love both of them. Yeah.
That's maybe why Tiana is like a really good first role for you.
Yeah.
Because you kind of get to do both.
Yeah, exactly. Which was crazy. I mean, what are the odds?
What other sort of acting would you want to explore?
Definitely want to be in an action film.
Oh, really?
Okay, I'm ready to do my own stunts and like kick somebody's ass. But yeah, so definitely, you feel me? I definitely want to be in an action film and like, yeah, do some really cool stuff like that.
Would you ever do like a thriller?
You know what? It depends, because I'm a little scary.
They scare me.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see.
If it's the right script, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I also saw that recently you were participating with the FEM The Future movement that Janelle Monáe launched.
Yeah.
And so why was that important for you to be a part of that initiative?
It was an amazing experience, by the way. I didn't know what to expect, but you know what? To be in the room with so many women that are doing their thing right now in Hollywood and are positive influences and that want to create a difference and a change, it was amazing. And Janelle is so amazing. And there was a couple cast members from Black Panther that were there and they were like passing around the mic and like telling their stories. It was so intimate. It wasn't like a Hollywood event at all. So it just made me feel like encouraged that there's like real people out here trying to make a difference. And even though it's celebrity and there's fame and all that, but they're real people and they have substance and things like that. So I was glad to be a part of that.
And for clarity, the whole sort of movement is to just encourage women in front of the camera, but also behind the camera, right?
Yeah, to be
involved.
them and to be involved and to stand your ground and to not be afraid of that.
Does that empower you as an artist now to know that you have that community?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just hearing other people's stories and seeing how far they've come and to see that, oh my God, we relate, you know, and they've been through that too, or they've been through that. It's crazy. So it was one of those moments where you're like, oh, I feel like, you know, you could get through something, and it was like you can be that armor for someone else too.
When you look back at your career, I know you're still a really young lady, but you know, what do you think so far, and where would you want to go? Like, what is your kind of biggest goal?
To be number one. No, I'm just kidding. To be number one and to be in films and to be able to have the leverage and the celebrity to change a life and to change, you know, somebody's circumstance. And I do that all the time with my nonprofit. It's called Deserving Love. And we go out on Sundays or Saturdays, whenever, and we just give out these bags to homeless with all the neat, like, good stuff in there for them, things like that. So I just want to be able to take that further and expand myself that way. Why
is that philanthropic movement something that's important for you specifically?
Me and my mom, it's my mom's foundation, you know, so I'm there with her, you know. But we're just really into giving back and to helping because we've been in that circumstance, you know what I mean? I've been there, struggled before, so it's one of those things where you can't forget, and you're working so hard so that you can lift somebody else's load, you know, let it be a little lighter. So that's what I do it for.
You mentioned your mom. What does she think when she looks at all? Because you mentioned you've had some struggles in the past. So when she looks at you, she just like, that's my baby.
Yes, for sure. Because we're in this together. Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's my number one supporter. So through everything since I was, you know, 9, 10, trying to do it. So she's been my manager. She's my momager. And we just be trekking together.
You're lucky to have that. That's awesome. Well, I think it's now a good time to open up to the audience for a couple of questions. I think we have one in the front.
Hey, you look so amazing, by the way.
Thank you so much.
So my question is, as a woman, especially a woman of color, how do you see your messages and what do you want to say or continue to, like, how you want to continue that message or dialogue going forward within your career?
You know, it's a thing of like choosing your projects and not just taking everything, choosing something that means something to you, something that you feel like is going to put you in a good position as far as like roles and things like that. And then also for me, I think it's letting my fans know, more importantly, because I have so many young fans from the show, it's just like perfection's not the goal. The goal is just being a better you every day. And so I just try to show that, you know, if anything else, because I'm still living my life, okay? So I can't even hold myself to that standard, and I feel like no one can. You know, if you can, you're an amazing person. But I think for me, it's just about being real with my fans and setting an example that way. Yeah.
And your fans can feel when it's real. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's all the difference. If something is super fabricated, you're like, I'm not really into. You know?
That's so true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And one more?
Hi.
Hey.
Being on the show, have you ever considered maybe writing a song for Empire?
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, the process is there's a lot that goes behind making a song for Empire. I definitely thought about it, and have been in a room where, like with Jim Bean's like second season, Jim Beans, he's a producer that did a lot of first season and second season music, and I was able to collaborate with him on Look But Don't Touch, and just ideas in the studio. But I haven't like given them a song to cut because it has to go with the storyline. It has to, you know, you have to do like 4 versions of it. Like it's not easy. So it's one of those things where I just be like, I'll let them do it.
That sounds easier.
Yeah.
And look, you're doing, I feel like
And
you
I'm
have
doing
enough
Tiana.
stuff.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's cool.
You've got enough
I
going
do
on,
my- yeah,
especially
just
with the
Serayahs
new
music.
song. Like, you've got enough. So Good is available now on Spotify. I was listening to it all this morning, so check it out. And then, like you said, the video is available on July 13th.
Yes.
All right, give it up for Serayah.
Yes. Thank you.